Hello and welcome to Inside Cottonwood. I'm your host, Doug Bartosh. I'm also your city manager. And I'm here today with a couple of gentlemen who I'm really proud to introduce. First is Bruce Napier, and secondly is Antonio Martinez, who's had a long history here in Cottonwood, I understand, and we're going to learn a little bit about that. But what we're here today to talk about is the Yavapai County Reentry Program. And it was a program that was actually originated out of Community Counts, which is now part of MatForce. And what it does is it's set up to help people who are leaving the Arizona Department of Corrections system, to get them to be able to transition back into the community. And I'm really quite aware of this program because I'm the co-chair of MatForce. But I thought this was really an important program. I'm so proud of it, so proud of what gentlemen like this are doing. And so let's get into it and find out exactly what the program's about. And first off, Antonio, you grew up here in Cottonwood. Went to Mingus High School. You told me you graduated in 1980. Tell us a little bit about your history and how you ended up in this program.
Well, I ended up in this program for being a knucklehead, you know. Through years of drinking and drugging, you know, it finally caught up to me and I got sent to DOC for 5 years. I just was released in 2015. And when I got released, I found out about this program with the reentry program. And I knew that, you know, with DOC not offering anything to help us as felons or convicts, that it was going to be a long, rocky road, you know. So I got involved with the reentry program, and it basically has helped me to focus on what I need to do to stay out of prison and not go back, you know. And like I say, with the help of Bruce as my coach and Ivy as the person up there in Prescott Valley that I first ran into, it's been a benefit for me, you know.
Yeah, because you know, probably a lot of people don't appreciate that, you know, you go away for 5 years and the world changes.
It changes big time, you know, because, you know, you're coming out of prison, you don't even know what to expect, you know, because basically you're set up for failure. I mean, you have trouble getting jobs because people don't want to give you that chance because you have that felony on your record. You know, with the reentry program, it opens up doors. It gives you that foot in the door to better yourself. And again, you have to be willing to do that yourself.
So let's, again, talk a little bit about your history. And, you know, we've got a lot of kids in this community and a lot of other communities, you know, heading down that same road. And what do you see as the, you know, kind of, I guess, decision points where you ended up going the wrong way?
Well, after, you know, years, I'm an alcoholic and addict, you know. I've been drinking for years, you know, and I've destroyed a lot of my family relations, you know, and I've destroyed a lot of people. Not realizing it, thinking that, you know what, I don't have a problem, is the biggest setup for failure. You know, a person needs to open up their eyes and realize, hey, am I drinking too much? Am I using drugs too? You know, you need to get out of that. You got to look at yourself. At one point, you know, I wasn't happy at who I saw in the mirror. Today, I am happy because I've made them changes. But in the same sense, it took me having to go down to DOC to really open up my eyes and realize, you know what, you're a knucklehead. You know, you need to change your ways, you know, and get into as many programs as you can get into. You know, a lot of people say AA and NA and CMA is a waste of time. It's a start. Yeah. It's a start. But you have to go beyond that. You have to seek help. You have to look for the doors that will be open. You know, guidance center, great help. You know, people are there to help you. You just have to be willing to accept the help.
Well, and again, probably an important part of that too is that ability to admit
that you have a problem.
That you have a problem, and then you can begin to work on it.
Right.
So you heard about the program when you were still in prison, I assume.
Yes.
And then what did you have to do to kind of get admitted into the program?
They basically sent me a brochure telling me what the program was all about, asking me if I wanted to coach when I came out. And certainly, through DOC, I went through so many programs. I walked out of there with maybe 60, 70 certificates of programs that I made myself go to. You know, if a program came open, I jumped into it. But they sent me an application asking me if I wanted to be part of this program. And at first I was hesitant. You know, do I need that thumb on me and everything? It was maybe 3 weeks, 4 weeks before I was released when the light came on and said, you know what? This is going to help you, you know. Take the help. You know, again, be open to suggestions, be open to programs, and work with it.
So does it feel like a thumb on you?
No, it is not at all. Not at all. You know, it was a lot easier than I thought.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, Bruce has been my coach through this whole thing, and that man is supportive. You know, and he's gone out of his way to keep in contact with me, and you know, it helps. You know, it takes a lot of weight off your shoulders to have somebody there to say, hey, you know, you want to talk? You having problems? You know, it helps you out.
Yeah, I bet it does. You know, we're going to go ahead and take our first break, and then we're going to come back and meet Bruce. So come back and join us.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Alvin and the Chipmunks want to remind you, bacteria can hide in food and make you ill.
Wow.
But you can keep bacteria from ruining your day with 4 simple steps. Clean.
I'm waiting for the ring cycle.
Separate. Cook.
Fire in the hole!
And chill.
We chipmunks are notoriously tidy.
Check your steps. The road trip to food safety starts at foodsafety.gov.
Welcome back to Inside Cottonwood. I'm your host, Doug Bartosh, and we're here with Antonio Martinez and Bruce Napier, and we're talking about the Yavapai County Reentry Program. And we heard a little bit from Antonio talking about his background, how he got into the program. Bruce, let's do the same with you. Let's talk about your background and how you got into this program.
First of all, I didn't know I was called the thumb. I was actually, honest truth, I was taking a shower, and it was on the radio program in Prescott, and I never memorized telephone numbers, and I memorized that telephone number. And for about a week, it bugged me, and I thought, well, I'm looking for some kind of a new challenge and things like that. So I called, and Ivy wasn't there at that time. There was another lady and a fellow named Rich, and so they said there was a training program, so I went to it, and then from there off I went. And I just wanted to help some people, and I have some time available. I don't want to waste it. So,
but now, what's your professional background?
I own an auto repair shop in Prescott. We do transmissions and auto repair.
And so you really haven't had any experience in this kind of work.
None.
Yeah. And so again, what made you feel like this was something you could do?
Two things. I was available and I was willing. and that's all you got to be. You don't have to have a background with prisoners or anything like, all that kind of stuff. And really, we don't deal with the prison part of it. We deal afterwards. If they want to talk about it, it's fine. Otherwise, I don't talk about it. I just look at where we're headed now, and I try to help them look at and develop new habits, because the old habits they had, put them where they were. And I got some people who've been in and out 4, 5, 6, 8 times, and so I tell them, you've been pretty dumb there, huh? Kind of stupid. And they say, yeah. And I say, well, all I need to know is if you're stuck on stupid. I mean, are we going to go somewhere? I mean, I'm serious about it, and I'm not really gentle about it usually. And they tell me they kind of like that. Just get to the point and let's get to work. So the main thing is, I actually love the guys. I care about them. It's not I'm just doing something to do something. And it's been wonderful for me. I'm growing. You know, seriously, you know, when I work with these different guys, I'm growing like mad. I'm going, oh, boy, this is exciting. And recently, I just got a guy that's 100% tattoos, head to toe, and I don't have much tattoos, you know. So but you know, I know there's a good guy under there, and I'm just finding out. I happened to talk to his mother yesterday accidentally, and she said, he's doing so good, Bruce. I can't. She never met me. She said he's doing so good. They got 5 children and everything, and he's taking them off their back. They're 70 and 74, were raising grandchildren. Yeah. So he's really coming along. So, and I'm real proud of this guy. He has done. I was kind of shocked a little bit, because I said, well, what are you gonna do for work? He's out there. He had an ad in the paper for work to do yard work or whatever, and he's starting to do that and moving along. And he also does barbecues, right? So it just, to me, it's I want to give back. Pretty simple. And I'm an alcoholic too. It's 35 years clean now, so I know what part of this is all about. Yeah, praise the Lord on that one.
Yeah. So I mean, this isn't your first, I guess, client does.
No, this is about the 4th. Usually take about 1 a year. I've been doing about 2 a year. And it actually takes, once you do the training, which is a couple hours and that type thing, and they help you along, and then Ivy will take you, and like Ivy came along and introduced Antonio to me and those type things, and then you just start from there. And basically what I'm interested in doing, I want to know, I feel like all people come loaded with something. What it is, I don't know. So I'll just ask Antonio some questions, and he'll start talking, and then I ask him some more, and then I learn a little bit about them, and then I know kind of an idea. Now we have we developed a set program with things and priorities and all that type of stuff, what they want to accomplish. I'm amazed that all of them get accomplished somewhere, one way or another down the line they get going. So anyway, I'm a coach. I don't know everything. I don't know how to change their life. I don't know anything. I try to talk to them. I listen to them. I try to guide them, but I'm a coach. I don't do it. They do it. I don't change their lives. They do that work. I can't do that. So I understand that. And the other thing I think is real valuable is I hold them accountable. Like I kept talking to them about a job. I don't know if I was irritated or not. Maybe I was. And then, just kind of hold them accountable and watch what they're doing, and just, I think, I don't know, he can tell you, but I try to let them know I really care. It isn't a job I have to do or anything like that, but I do care and I want to help them. And sometimes I absolutely have no idea how to help them. But it gets taken care of.
And certainly you're not taking on the role of like a parole officer or probation officer. I mean, to where there's that kind of distant relationship, you know, or official relationship. I mean, you're really kind of serving almost as a parent to a certain extent, although you probably have a tendency to listen to Bruce more than you would your parents or when you did.
In the same sense too, that's got to be. You have to make that effort. You have to be accountable. You know, he can't be the one, you know, always trying to push you and push you and push you. You have to account for yourself. You know, go out there, knock on doors, find a job. You know, if not, you know, a lot of prisoners go back saying because there's nothing out here for us. You know. Number one question, did you go back to the same neighborhood that you lived in?
Right.
Did you go back to the same hometown?
Yeah.
Did you start running around with the same friends that you're running around with? Did you start using again?
Yeah. Yep.
And when they say yes, you set yourself up for failure.
Because it's all those triggers.
It's all those triggers there.
Yeah.
So, you know, like I went to a different area that I was from.
Yeah.
So, you know, I had to start all over again.
Right.
I had to meet new people. You know, yeah, it's as a felon, it's hard.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of people, they don't give you that chance because you have that felony on it.
And I imagine that's even a harder challenge because, you know, you come out of prison and you probably have that strong desire to reconnect with those people and places you used to know. And when you don't, it's probably even more stressful trying to get reacclimated into a new community.
I found it easier
Really? Huh.
to go to a different area,
Yeah.
to start all over, you know, because
Because you were committed to starting.
I was
all
committed to starting over because I knew that if I went back to the same area that I was from, that my door would be knocked down, my phone would be blown up. So let's start all over and start with a clean slate.
So how did you arrive at that decision?
That's part of the 12 steps. It's part of the 12 steps, you know, it tells you, relocate, find new friends, you know. It's one of the main keys, you know, and you have to be willing to do that. If you're not willing to do that, again, you're setting yourself up for failure.
You know, and I imagine you make a good coach, Bruce, because you've been there. I mean, you've faced addiction and dealt with it and made the right decision. But you've also been successful in your personal life too, meaning that you've made some good decisions along the way. And certainly when we're young, we have some tendencies to make some pretty stupid decisions, and if you continue to make those bad decisions...
Well, speak for yourself on that. But, you know, I was thinking too, as far as somebody becoming a coach in this area, it only takes those two things I said about available and willing. And they'll teach you what needs to be, and then you go on. And now men work with men, women work with women, this type of thing. And it actually only takes about an hour a month after you get going with each participant. And you can do more than that if you want. He's been over at my house working on my yard and doing things like that, and we kind of got to be pretty good friends. And so, but it's not something that takes up your whole life.
Right.
As a matter of fact, I'm looking for something else to do with this now, to be honest with you.
Yeah, because I know you bit in to say, hey, give me a couple more guys that I can
want
work
more.
with.
Yeah, and I usually have about 2 at once or something like that. Normally it's 1, and we work together for about a year normally, and then I do kind of an exit program, which doesn't mean I don't know them anymore, and I don't, you know, I just tell them this is what's going on. I've enjoyed being your coach, but I'm not going to be your coach now. But if you have questions, you can talk to me. We can get together and do this or that or whatever. So, but there's a time period set up, and they know ahead of time when that's going to be. He's almost up to a year now. And again, like I said, I'm real proud of all his actions, his thoughts. I mean, I can tell a difference, and it's a good thing. Now, also, I believe it's 95, 97% of the people that go through the reentry program do not go back to prison. That's a big percentage.
We've had a great success rate.
I'm just a newcomer in here. I was at that thing for the 10-year anniversary, but I didn't know it was a 10-year anniversary. I'm a newbie. But no, I really enjoy it, and it's been good.
Well, let's take our next break and come back and join us and hear how you can get involved in the reentry program.
Gabby, how you doing? How's the play date and sleepover?
Dad, it was great.
Awesome. Okay, I'm on my way. Hey guys, what are you doing?
We're going swimming. We're going biking. Yeah!
I'll see you in a little bit, guys. I love you.
Hi, babe. How was school today?
Hi, Dad. It was great.
Okay, honey. I'll be home soon. Remember, you're never too far away from your kids to be a dad. Reach out and take a second to check in, because sometimes the smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life.
Welcome back to Inside Cottonwood. We're talking about the Yavapai County Reentry Program, and we're here with Bruce and Antonio. Bruce is the coach, and Antonio is, what do you call it, the client, the friend, the...
all of the above.
All of the above.
All of the above, yeah.
But, you know, this, and again, part of this show, I saw Bruce at the 10-year anniversary of MadForce and really appreciated your passion for this program and
Thank you.
And all the work you've done in it. And when Mary Lee said, hey, we really need some more coaches, I thought, what a perfect group to have on. And so, you know, again, what does this bring to you, Bruce, in terms of, you know, being a coach, and why should people get into it?
Well, I was pretty much doing not very much. I was working through the church, helping some men, that type of thing. And I was looking for something new. I look for things that what I call God-sized task. In other words, it's beyond me, so when I go there, I have to grow. And I've grown a lot through this program. And so, and I just really enjoy these men, and I love spending the time. And like you said, I'm always saying, you got some more? You got any more? You got any more? What's going on? And so I bug them. but I really enjoy it. It's time well spent. And like I said, all you got to do is be willing and available, and everything will be taught to you. And then and everybody does it differently than I do it. I have a way that I operate. They have a way they operate. And we have, every so often we have meetings with the coaches. We together and talk, and we learn from each other, and all that's been real good too. I do phone calls once a month to each coach just to talk to them about how they're doing and those type of things, and then report that back to Ivy. So I think if you got some spare time, you'd like to get some newness into your life and some new people in that time, it's well worth it. And some people that really need some help, and just come along and try to teach them the right direction, new habits, and off they go. And like this guy, he's doing real good. I'm watching him, and he's doing the right stuff, so that helps me.
So it sounds like you are kind of driving the bus now, to a large extent.
It's a different driving technique, you know, because if I went back to driving the bus the old Tony way,
yeah,
you know, it's going to hit the brick wall.
Yeah.
You know.
So what does this program mean for you?
To me, it's meant a lot. You know, it's kept me accountable. It's shown me a new path. You know, I recommend this program to any inmate that is coming out of prison. You know, but again, you have to have that open mind and be ready to make a change. You know, you can't walk in there and think that, you know what, I'm going to do this my way, because, you know, we know what happens when we do it my way. You know. Yeah.
Terrible consequences.
Terrible consequences.
And again, it's not only consequences to you, but certainly your family suffers too. And
yes.
you know, and you got to be a proud guy. Antonio was telling me about his family reunion that is, you know, been going on for years and years. That's coming up. You got to be really proud.
Oh, I'm just excited to go to it this year. You know, again, this will be the first year that I've gone to the family reunion, and I'm sober.
Yeah.
You know, before I was a train wreck. You know, but I get to see family members I haven't seen in years, and I have two of my children that are coming out from Flagstaff and Albuquerque down to it also.
That's great.
So I get to spend time with them too. You know, and it again, it opens the doors again for me to rebuild
those relationships.
You know, those relationships that I've destroyed.
Yeah.
You know, it's not the poor me anymore. You know, I've put the past behind me. You know, I have to leave it back there. Now I live for the future.
You know, and I like that. I like what Bruce said. It's not dwelling on what happened in the past. It's setting your sights on the future.
Setting your goals for yourself for the future, you know.
That's great.
And they're written goals, and they have time limits on them and all those things. We watch all that and see how they do it. So far, everybody is really, every one of the goals has been done. As a matter of fact, they've added some, and they've taken care of those too, so it's real good.
You know, it really is a fantastic program, and again, we've had such great success with it. I don't know why you wouldn't want to be involved in it as a coach, and also as somebody coming out of DOC.
Right.
You know, as you said, and I guess I can see that as you explained it. I mean, you're really coming out almost set up for failure. Because you're pretty much just thrown out the door and not given a lot of support in terms of making those changes you need to make.
What I really like is I'm part of the public, you know what I mean? And then I'm watching police officers and judges and everybody involved in this, and it's something that is happening. It's not like we're thinking about doing something. That's the type of things I like to be involved in. Something that's happening, going right now, and it's a chance to give part of your life to help some other people rather than just think about it and grumble about it in the background. Let's get going. Let's get to be a team and help these people.
Yeah, and I think to a large extent we're always looking at the criminal justice system, asking ourselves, isn't there a way to do this better? You know, is there a way to stop the repeat offenders, to get people back on track, and certainly make their lives better and really better for the community? So I think it's something we need to look
I found out they're really good people. They just made some wrong decisions and habits. No different than us. They just did the wrong thing, and now they want to do the right thing. And by the way, I find out that they're as good as anybody else, or maybe even better in some ways, when they finally get going and start recovering. They look at it differently. They've seen the other side. I did. I was doing it my way, which, wow, that didn't go very good. And now it's a lot better.
Well, and I think that's the key to you know, most everybody out there. If you have a good mentor that you really respect and believe in, they can do a world for you in terms of helping you to make the right decisions or get you back on track when you're going astray. So, well, I want to thank you guys for coming in and really encourage the public to get involved in this program. If you want to be a coach, the numbers on the screen, contact information, website, get in contact with them and get involved. Also, if you know somebody who's in prison right now and wants to get out and make a fresh start, encourage them to get involved in this. And last but not least, and you guys probably aren't aware of this, is we struggle financially with this program, and we're looking for somebody to come up and sponsor this program, either through a grant or something. I mean, this is a program that has had tremendous success. This is the answer to getting people out of the criminal justice system and on the right track. And if you know anybody who wants to get involved from any of those avenues, be sure and contact us and let us know. Again, my thanks to Bruce for all you do, Bruce. My thanks to Antonio for you know, being a great guy and showing that it can be done. And please come back and join us again on Inside Cottonwood.